you can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on great fall specials like glamorous diamond pendants and earrings to complete any look. Now 60% off. And get ready for cooler nights ahead with 65% off Charter Club Damask sheets and bedding. Now at Macy's. Plus, get your Macy's order faster when you pick up curbside or in store. Or try same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hey, if you want to know if your favorite businesses are open during the coronavirus quarantine, we got you covered. Hey, are you a business and you want to get the word out that you're open? Yeah, we got you covered. It's We're Open Seattle. And it's a little thing we put together that lets you search for businesses near you that are currently open. Plus, local businesses can create an account, add their business to the list, and include any notes about what their business is currently doing, during the shelter-in-place situation. Yeah, so find out the businesses that are open. And business, let people know you're open. Go to KISW.com/We're Open Seattle to get all the info.
Let's play B-Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs, and it's time to pump it up for Monday. Boy, pump it up. Get pumped.
Right.
And shelter in place while you're pumping. Yeah, pump it up at home. That's it. Any way you can.
Stay home and get pumped.
Yeah. Oh man. Later on, I'll tell you what I saw, and I just can't believe it. I don't understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
And
Look forward to that.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Aaron in Bonnie Lake. Aaron, are you there?
Yes, sir.
What's he playing for today, Steve?
We don't know, Rev.
Oh,
But it will be a pair of tickets to a future show. With all this craziness that's going on, it's hard to say that, we can't just hand out tickets and then it turns out the show's canceled.
Exactly. Yeah.
So-
It could be something amazing.
It could be something amazing. Or it could be something marginally cool.
Or it could indeed be one of Stanley's famous no prizes.
Well, it will be something.
There'll
All
be
right, fine.
something.
Yes.
Okay.
So at some point when we figure it out, you'll get contacted and you'll have the prize.
Exactly. Steve, get out of here.
And I don't know where we're going to send you, but get out.
All right. I don't know.
For those playing at home, Aaron will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Aaron, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
At what internal temperature must you cook chicken in order to make sure it's safe to eat?
160,
No.
170,
No.
180.
No. Known for his laugh, what is the name of the bully on The Simpsons?
Nelson,
Yes. Which European country did bagels originate from?
pass.
What color was Jim Carrey's head when he wore the mask in The Mask?
Green,
Yes. Which Seahawk was known as Beast Mode?
Marshawn Lynch,
Yes. Michael Scott was played by Steve Carell in which TV show?
The Office,
Yes. When buying medicine, OTC stands for what?
Over the Counter,
Yes. What was the first name of the title character in Zoolander?
Derek,
Yes. Which microscopic fungus is added to bread dough to make it rise?
Yeast.
Yes. What year of the early 2000s was the GameCube released in the U.S.?
2001, 2, 3.
Yes, 2001. Which European country did bagels originate from?
France.
No. And Aaron gets 8 correct.
Ooh, not too shabby.
Ah, that's a good score there.
Yeah.
I know Steve's going to get some of these, but I don't think he's going to get the Simpsons one.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't normally watch cartoons, yet, I mean...
He might.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those ones where Steve's brain just hits its stride, I guess.
Aaron did a great job, but considering he's going to get nothing right now.
Well, he'll get something eventually.
Yeah.
He's getting
nothing right now, though.
Well, he'll
giving him nothing.
All right, then.
Yes. Good day, sir.
Steve, are you ready?
Ah, yes.
At what internal temperature must you cook chicken to make sure it's safe to eat?
169.
No.
That's it.
420.
No.
That's a good one.
Oh, dear.
99.
No.
I don't know.
Known for his...
Until it's not pink.
Wow.
Now you know Traeger's not cooking.
Known for his laugh. What is the name of the bully on The Simpsons?
That's all I know.
Okay, well-
Quagmire.
No.
Francis.
No.
Newman.
No.
Giggity, giggity.
Which European country did bagels originate from?
Poland.
Yes. What color was Jim Carrey's head when he wore the mask in The Mask?
It was green.
Yes. Which Seahawk was known as Beast Mode?
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch.
Yes. Michael
my
Scott.
ding
Michael Scott was played by Steve Carell on what
The
TV
Office.
show? Yes. When buying medicine, OTC stands for what?
Over the counter.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the first name of the title character in Zoolander?
Derek.
Yes. Which microscopic fungus is added to bread dough to make it rise? Yes.
I'm doing my Zoolander pose. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was really great.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You lose 8-7.
Oh, yeah. What was the next question?
What year of the early 2000s was the GameCube released in the U.S.?
2001.
And you would have tied.
Damn it. If I
But you
would've
did your
just-
Zoolander.
That effed me.
Yeah, good job,
did,
Zoolander.
it really did.
Hey, congratulations to you, Aaron. You're going to win something, that's for sure, buddy.
Eventually.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see you at that show one day.
Yeah.
Yep, you know that one show.
Hang on your line so we can get your info about what you might win. And Steve, you definitely win this now.
Nice. Good way to pump it up right there with some Static X. Yeah, love it. Oh, yeah. Woo! Thanks, Tony. Everyone's getting in on it.
Oh, yeah.
Known for his laugh, the name of the bully. Aaron got this one correct on The Simpsons. It's Nelson.
Nelson. Oh, Newman's so close.
It was really close when you started with the N there. I was like, oh.
You might get it.
Does anybody know the internal temperature that you must cook chicken in order to make sure it's safe to eat?
Danny was poo-pooing everybody, so he better know.
145. No. Oh, my God, no.
no,
Way low.
125.
No. Higher.
You set the oven to 350. How's that?
165.
Thank you, Vicky. At least somebody knows how to cook chicken in this room.
Well, 350 wouldn't hurt it, would it? Would that burn it?
Well,
burn it.
it'll burn it, and you're waiting for the internal temperature of the chicken.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like fried chicken.
Only 165? That's all it
To
takes?
me, I keep cooking until I cut it open and it looks done.
Oh, my gosh.
Steve was the closest.
He said 169.
Yeah, he was the closest.
He
at
was
least.
very close, but we're not playing prices right here.
But 169 means it's good to eat.
Yeah.
You're right. You're correct.
What did you say? What was the lowest internal temperature?
Yeah, 165.
But no, what was the question?
At what internal temperature must you cook chicken to make sure it's safe to eat?
Ooh, all right.
Yes.
I would say Steve was
That's
almost
what?
right, but
It's that cusp. It's what
I'll
you
give
need
it-
it to get to.
I'll give it
He's
to you.
fair. That's right.
Well, congratulations to Aaron on beating Steve this morning.
Just like that. All right. We got to say yes to the Rev.
So, what was the thing that you saw?
Dude, you know, I mean, I was walking, and I'm doing the social distance walking, going outside.
Yep.
And I figured, all right, Luther Burbank Park by me is really, there's a lot of space, so you can easily give people plenty of space, and we can obey the rules, and and the governor will be happy with us. And before they closed the playgrounds, you thought, man, people would just figure out, don't be on the playgrounds.
No. It's awful.
It is. I am just dumbfounded because I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is stereotypical, but I figure that women get stuff quicker than men do sometimes when it comes to like how to not be a moron. And yet, these mothers, I'm like, are you kidding me?
You mothers.
I mean, everybody and interacting with other kids and interacting with each other. It's just, and I'm just like, guys, you know why we closed the schools, so the kids wouldn't be mixing and bringing stuff home. What are you doing?
No, it's time. It's like almost like a vacation. Everyone goes to the beach, everyone goes to the parks, and everyone's just mingling. It's insane. Like, it doesn't matter how many times it's going to take. That's why when, like, we talk about, like, how long is it going to go for, it's like the longer people still do this kind of crap, the longer we're going to be stuck. And I know, like, we're all trying our best, and obviously there's not perfect situations for a lot of this stuff, but when you see people just blatantly just partying together, you're like, okay, you're just not even making an effort.
Yeah, I mean, look, once I realized, and once I think we got clear communication of what was going on, there was confusion a couple weeks ago, and rightly, because the government was really trying to slow roll this, and we really didn't know then. We shouldn't have been getting together. It should have been down to groups of 10 or less probably 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't. There was confusion. I can give everybody a pass then, but now, how are you not getting the message now?
Well, people are getting it. I think they're just. I read something where it was like some people are having a hard time convincing their parents and their grandparents to stay in because they're just being stubborn. Like, they're like, look.
You have that problem with grandparents. Sometimes you do.
You're not going to tell me to stay inside.
You're right. You know what? Anybody knows that when they have anybody who's elderly, their elderly parents or their grandparents, when you're trying to get them to really do the right things for themselves, and trying to get them to move into a facility where they can have care, and they don't want to leave their home, and yet they're just a danger in their own home. So that stubbornness there, I definitely can understand that.
And I noticed Everett is like really shutting it down right now.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw the mayor said, "Look, must be a high concentration of idiots apparently not obeying the rules." That the Everett mayor had to make an example.
Yeah, all residents stay home with the exceptions for essential activities.
And why Everett? What happened with Everett that they just couldn't figure it out? Are they worse than everybody else here in Western Washington? I don't know.
Or they just don't want to get worse. Maybe they're just thinking, we're not handling it the way that we should, and I'm going to put my foot down. I have no idea, but was it essential businesses, grocery stores, pharmacies, childcare, and banks? They can stay open, but everything else go home. And I'm hearing at some point grocery stores might just be online order only, and just go and pick it up. Like, you don't even get because we're trying. You're conflicted because you still want to help out the local businesses, but then you also don't want to really spend a lot of time outside. And it's interesting to see, though, how some of the local businesses are trying to make the adjustments. Like, we went to Ice Cream Social just to get some ice cream to take home, and man, they're just fully sectioned off. You just kind of tell them what you want. The gloves are on.
Yep.
Make the order. Like, you can't go in and sample, which is good. I mean, at least like they're doing whatever they can to stay open, because I got to imagine some of these businesses, like, if they don't have a way to stay open, even if it's just on like a small way, it's going to kill their it's going to kill their company.
Yeah, and I think that's why nobody wants to come out and immediately do like San Francisco and L.A. did. They don't want to say, because I didn't hear restaurants in that Everett thing that you read. Did you say restaurants and I missed it?
I have to go back and find that.
Yeah, I might. You may have said it and I didn't hear it, but
said non-essential business owners were directed to stay home, and so a restaurant would be a non-essential business.
Wow, and some people would argue that if you have to, if you need some food, the
grocery
restaurant,
stores.
There is grocery stores, yeah. And I thought also that restaurants would provide food if for some reason you couldn't get the grocery store stuff you need.
Dude, my wife was at, I think it was Fred Meyer in Puyallup on Sunday morning. Obviously they got a fresh shipment in, so there was some toilet paper. So she, we needed some. It wasn't like she was going to hoard it. Like, she got one package. But like the lady was like fighting, the lady that worked there, fighting with people that were just trying to grab like multiple stacks of toilet paper. It's like, hey, one per customer right now, okay? Because there's almost like a line of people waiting for toilet paper.
That's exactly what there is. Jeez, that's just, man, why are we such idiots? Why can't we just get, I know why. It's a behavioral science reason. And I've known for a long time that people are not mentally, they're just not, from a mental health preparedness standpoint, so many Americans are not up for this.
But it's funny because you have the people that are like doing the wet wipes. They're all gone. The toilet paper's all gone. But then there's like, laundry detergent, plenty of that out there. So like, it's funny, like what we determine we want to keep clean. But there's certain things that are also a big part of staying clean.
If somebody tells you can wipe your butt with laundry detergent, that'll be gone.
I've tried. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but if in a pinch, I don't know, right?
Dryer sheets.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next thing.
It'll smell nice, but that's a little scratchy.
Coffee filters.
Yeah, that's the next thing.
Got to do it.
Yeah. Well, you got to be careful though, man, because some people are trying to find anything, and since toilet paper is hard to come by, people are using Steve, this is perfect for you.
No.
Yeah, they're using T-shirts, and Steve, you got plenty of them. Bring them in.
I heard this, and I saw there's a funny picture out there of someone that has like him and his buddy, and it says homemade toilet paper on their shirt, and it has like perforated like strips.
Yeah,
so you can rip off a part. And parts were already missing. Like it's just like a gag shirt, but
yeah,
there are people legitimately using T-shirts as.
Now here's the problem. The problem is not using the T-shirts on your behind. That's fine, or whatever you want to use on your behind that's cloth or like that. That's not the problem. It's the problem that people are morons and don't understand that you cannot flush T-shirts down the toilet, but they try anyway.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So now
I feel like they deserve whatever repercussions happens to their toilet bowl when they do something as stupid as that.
This is America.
This is a plumber's payday.
This is America. Sewer officials have to say, bag it, don't flush it, because they had a sewer station that was completely clogged up with T-shirts. Oh man.
Yeah, they call them fatbergs. Because like when you dump oil and fat down the drain along with like any like toilet paper that isn't, meant to dissolve, like the wet wipes.
Yeah.
Like it all kind of accumulates and they call them fatbergs.
Oh, like an iceberg.
Kind of, yeah, and it gets all stuck and it costs like millions of dollars a year to get it all cleared up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they even say like the flushable wipes, still don't flush those.
Yeah,
because they're not as flushable as they just don't, they will still cause a problem with your pipes.
Yeah, they don't disintegrate.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So why are the flushable wipes telling us that it's okay to flush them?
Because they want their money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And technically you can flush anything. You're just not supposed to because it's going to cause a problem.
Oh, boy, that irritates me. See, those companies should really be penalized. And they shouldn't call something that's flushable.
We should sue them.
They really. I mean, this is what irritates me because the government is supposed to keep companies from putting bad stuff on their boxes telling us something. Because I would not use them if I didn't know. They say only do one at a time. And I always thought, well, okay, probably because it takes a little while to disintegrate. I get that. But now they don't even at all?
They might a little.
Oh,
I think
man.
they disintegrate, but not enough to make it so that they won't potentially clog your pipes over time.
Yeah.
So
well,
you're using them a lot.
So then just use them sparingly.
Or just not use them at all.
Or throw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. But, boy, that's not...
There's countries where plumbing is really bad, and that's what you have to do anyways.
Oh, man.
Just put it in the garbage and put it outside right away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I basically just have to go do I have to do a couple of dumps. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose. And then this exercise, I can't argue with exercise. All right, fine.
I just want to know the idiots that are using toilet T-shirts to wipe their butt and then think they can flush them.
Yeah, those people are just, those are the same idiots that are taking, just massive amounts of everything thinking they need to do that.
And the thing is like right now, if you do that and you're an idiot and you're doing that because it's desperate times, and then it clogs up and everything's backing up back into your house through the sink, through the whatever, through the faucets and all that. And you're like, oh, I got to call a plumber to get this fixed. But that plumber is currently...
Can't come over.
He can't come over and do his job because he's quarantined.
Yeah.
So then you're just stuck with, Duke water for the rest of the time.
Duke water.
And enjoy that, kids.
That's a great name for a superhero.
I think that was the original name of Green Day's first major label release.
Oh, Duke Water?
Yeah, and they just shortened it to Dookie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we got a pregnant woman that she went into labor and gave birth, of all places, the toilet paper aisle at a Walmart. One of the employees talks about this real crazy story. You're going to hear from her at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
If your tank water heater's over 8 years old, you may be sitting on a ticking time bomb. It could start leaking without warning, causing far more damage than the loss of the heater itself. Consider replacing it with a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to leak, endless hot water for spa-like comfort, longer life, and backed by Navien's strong warranty. Before time runs out, visit tanklessmadesimple.com for the name of your Navien contractor.
Count on Navien.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A pregnant woman in Missouri went into labor at Walmart and gave birth in the toilet paper aisle, which during this time, that is quite ironic.
Yeah, usually I would say the condom line would be the best place to have it happen.
That would be truly ironic, actually. Yeah. You're right.
A cautionary tale.
Yeah. I don't know if irony is the right word, but you know what? Alanis and I are still having trouble defining it. But yeah, another customer happened to be a delivery nurse. That was helpful. And employees held up sheets to give the woman some privacy. In the end, mom and the baby were okay.
What are the odds that a delivery nurse is right there to help her out?
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? Look, we used to give birth in the wild all the time. I mean, so
In the wild of the Walmart.
In the wild of the Walmart. Because, we're like, man, my brain's like, but she's got no help. She's got no epidural. She's got nothing. But you know what? She got it done. They were both okay.
I feel bad for whoever had to do the cleanup in aisle, whatever.
Oh,
clean up in the toilet paper aisle.
You're right about that. Here's one of the employees talking about the whole thing.
So we were like, okay, what do we do now? Another lady comes around the corner. She says, I'm a delivery nurse. Can I help? And we was like, yes, please. Please help us. She had gloves in her pocket. She was ready to go. Crowd control, not like the best with blood. So that was my job, is holding the sheet and crowd control, making sure that nobody invaded what privacy the poor lady still had. They're the typical fire department that shops in our store. So they were pretty proud of themselves. And then when they wheeled her out on the gurney, there were customers, of course, gathered. And she kind of raised her hand. Everyone clapped for us. Feel good moment. Everybody's going through so much, and with a baby, it's like everything comes full circle.
I mean, it's an excessive way to go. I know they're telling you one package of toilet paper per customer, but here you are bringing another person in, so you get 2 packages.
Yeah, exactly. You're right, Steve. I mean, and they had to let her take 2.
That's insane, though. And they said it went on for 45 minutes, and once it was all done, everyone started cheering.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Like having a crowd to cheer you on after you give birth, that's probably right up there, with winning a championship.
Yeah, you think that you think that was what she wanted? Yeah, that was like,
everything's a sport now, when there are no other sports.
I hadn't thought about that.
Put that on the Ocho.
Yeah, it's like who can deliver
competitive birthing?
Competitive birthing.
We have 2 people, both pregnant. Both of their waters have broken.
One's at Target, one's at Walmart. Who will go first? Wow. Yeah. What the hell? We need something.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Well, that is pretty insane. I mean, if you're working at a store, you're at the Walmart and you're working, and all of a sudden there's a baby being delivered in the toilet paper aisle, that is a trippy thing to see. And that's what we thought we'd ask you. What is the most insane thing that you have witnessed or have had happen to you in a public place? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What is the most insane thing that you witnessed or had happen to you in a public place? Your calls, your texts after the Chili's on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A pregnant woman went into labor at a Walmart and gave birth in the toilet paper aisle. I mean, they could have put her on one of the shelves with all the empty aisles. I mean, so that would have been at least a place she would have been out of the way.
Yeah, usually be like, okay, cool, we'll get the wet wipes, we'll get everything, we'll clean up the mess. But then you're like, oh, crap, everyone's bought everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, lady. We do have some diapers for you, though.
What an insane thing to witness, though. I mean, it's a cool thing to witness during what's going on right now. So it's surely, a nice break in what people are dealing with. So they did. A lot of folks had sheets around so that the woman had some privacy, and she gave birth 45 minutes or so. People were cheering her on. And it's a pretty wild thing to see in a public place. So we're wondering, how about you? What's the most insane thing that you've witnessed or had happen to you in a public place? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I saw a kid once go number 1 at a Toys R Us. It was epic. His mom didn't realize he was doing it until she turned around. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, that is, I mean, you got to give kids, if they drop and find a place, at least you go, all right, I mean, at least you didn't ruin your clothes. All right, kid, I can't blame you.
I saw a kid go number 1 in line waiting for Indiana Jones at Disneyland one time.
No.
Yeah.
You can't get out of line. It makes sense.
Have you seen that queue? It's huge.
Yeah.
And so, the kid just dropped his pants and just started going. Actually, the parents encouraged it, though. And then they pretended they couldn't speak English when people started yelling at them. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I've tried that, too, when I go number 1 at an Indiana Jones line. No hablo English.
Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah, that's not as adorable, by the way, when Steve does
Not
it.
at all.
Yeah,
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I mean, when you see a little dude just, drop and go number 1, if for some reason it is one of the funniest things ever. It's like a toddler doing that.
Dude, even when walking into like a bathroom at like a sporting event or anything in a public restroom, and you see that little kid just like posted up at the urinal, and like, kids don't just use the zipper.
No.
They just drop their pants
everything
fully. So you see like that bare back, and you're just like, that is the most ridiculously cute thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they look like that little Hawaiian thing that you drop its plants and squirts on the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what the little Hawaiian whatever toy doll thing, whatever the figurine is, and it is. It is the most adorable thing ever, and it's usually just little dudes, because little dudes have the whole rainbird, the mini rainbird going,
and they're just unapologetic about it.
No, because they're like, I'm being responsible.
Yeah.
I'm not you doing it on my clothes.
You've been trying to potty train me. Here I am.
Here I go, everybody.
Doing it right, ain't I?
And if I'm a little kid.
Hashtag blessed.
If I'm a little kid and I see dogs doing it all the time, to me it makes all the sense in the world. Right? When when you're a little kid running around, you just go, wow, dogs do it over here. Why
little
can't I go find a tree?
Don't lift their legs, though.
They go find a tree, hopefully.
Yeah, but you say good boy Spot when our dog does it all the time. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm in trouble.
All right, good boy Spot. I'll tell you that your name is Spot. We're going to change your name.
My cousins grew up on a farm, and all of them at some point in their childhood, I've seen them do that on the farm because all the other farm animals do it.
And for some reason, I think on a farm, why not? You got all that open space.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
It's just fertilizer.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. It is. Well, I mean, it's got to be. Look,
I don't know.
Before we had toilets, it was used for something. I don't know what the heck. Probably to mark our territory. But I mean, remember we weren't. This world didn't start with toilets. Good
point.
It didn't start with indoor plumbing. Oh, man. So those are some trippy things to see, man. How about you? What's the most insane thing that you've witnessed or had happen to you in a public place? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone said one time I was at a gentleman's club. My buddy made it rain. As the dancer walked on over, she slipped on all the money and landed right on her ass.
Oh!
I thought it was so funny that I got $200 at once and made it rain on her as well.
Oh, that is, they're so graceful. I mean, you just, seeing a dancer just like, just all of a sudden have a human moment like that. Oh, like that woman that fell from the top of the pole.
Oh, gosh.
That was a beating.
Hey, wouldn't you want to give her more money because of that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you get hurt by that, I'm like, I might laugh at you, but then I'll feel bad and like the guy did give you a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember one time many years ago at a gentleman's club, and the dancer comes in front of me and says, you want to see something awesome? I'm like, yeah, of course.
More awesome than what I'm seeing, sure.
And so, clothes were removed, and she strategically had, those googly eyes, those things with stickers.
Yeah.
Big ones down below her waistline.
Oh, really?
Right above something.
Oh, so she had the googly eyes right, where...
And then when she moved, the eyes were rolling. And I just could not stop laughing.
That is
so
awesome.
funny. Here's some money, right? Oh, my buddy's like, what are you laughing about? I'm like, you got to pay her to see what I just saw. And they're like, come on. What I'm like, honestly, you have to just do it. Just next guy does it in tears laughing. By the time that whole front part, everybody's just throwing money down. It had nothing to do with her dancing abilities, how good she looked. I mean, she was attractive, of course, but
that isn't that funny that in a place where you want to see, you actually get humor.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'd pay tickets to see that show.
Yeah, I have to say I probably would have laughed too, because who expects that down there?
And I mean, and it was word of mouth. It was it's worth your money.
As it were. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What is the most insane thing that you witnessed or had happen to you in a public place?
I've been going to a lot of conventions over the course of my nerddom.
No.
Yeah, a lot of them. And one of the most favorite ones is NorwestCon, which is a local one. And you'll get, it's kind of got a weird bend, and a lot of drinking usually gets involved. And I witnessed two people in full fursuits. So basically imagine, the full mascot regalia, get into a fight. And it was weird and awkward, but also super awesome, just because you can't really do a whole lot in those things. So essentially they were just kind of wrestling around and rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, that if you're gonna have a fracas, that is the way to go.
It was pretty entertaining, but it was completely insane.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see that too, and then maybe afterwards they take off the furry costumes and have googly eyes down there, and then everybody's entertained.
Like that time I walked down those two dudes when they were docking in Atlanta. If they had googly eyes, at least I would have got a chuckle out of it.
That's a good point. They see.
Now you're just scarred.
Everybody needs to put googly eyes in that way that really will just lessen the trauma.
It makes awkward situations less awkward.
Yes. So really, no matter what, bad news has to be delivered. Put googly eyes on your private parts and go, look, before I tell you the prognosis of your condition, sir. Oh, look at this. You're not going to live, sir. Let's make it a lot better.
So it says, I once saw a couple having sex at a rest stop right in the middle middle of everyone. Dude had the girl bent over the driver's seat with the pillow on her back. At first, I thought he was just standing there, and all of a sudden, this chick stood up and pulled up her pants. We all cheered for them. It was great for Marty.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody having sex in public. I know that I probably have traumatized some children in my younger days.
Oh, I've seen it. Used to work as a security guard. And, working at the bus stop, people were waiting for the bus, and, lady was sitting on a guy's lap, and, just kind of doing a thing.
Well, I mean, if the buses would be on time, we wouldn't have these problems.
Not wrong. Yeah, it's a good point. I think for me, if you could go back to Massachusetts, and now they would probably be, in their 30s now, and you threw it out there, hey, did anybody see anything at a particular college one time? And they could say, yeah, we saw some guy just butt naked running across a college. That would have been me. Because we thought it was summer, summer's out, no one's at the college. My wife and I are dating at the time, so this was a skillion years ago, and we thought, hey, there's a pretty cool area, and we thought this would be a great place to have a romantic time, and, for some reason, I don't know why, but my clothes were far away from where we were, and then all of a sudden, there's a troop of children coming by, like some preschool-y thing, or, like a summer school program.
Wow.
And I am literally having to, Kathy had to stay in the bushes, and I had to run across to go get where our clothes were for some, because we thought we had the place to ourselves.
Still keep your clothes nearby.
Yeah. Dude, I'm an idiot.
PSA.
Here's the thing. When you're young,
sex is sex.
And you have the opportunity to have something happen that very rarely happens in your life, and it's a woman you want to do that with. Yeah, you know what? That was dumb.
Well, that makes sense now why you don't like public sex.
Oh, I don't. Because
was that also around the time when the snowman beat you up?
Yeah, that was when the snowman beat me up. Right after I took my
cousin
to the prom.
To the prom, and then met your wife. All that happened around the same time.
Dude, I thought I was going to be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could happen is like little kids seeing me naked. This is horrific.
Oh, absolutely.
And the adults knew what was happening. And so they took those kids and marched them like, hey, look at that. There's Superman, or whatever they could do to distract the kids, because Not So Superman was trying to go get his clothes.
I'll rev you like this one also works as a security guard. They texted and said, one day during the summer, I witnessed a homeless lady across the street using the public fountain to wash your clothes. And then use the water bottle to take a drink at that same time.
Oh,
it was gross.
It was a little house on the prairie kind of situation.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Laura Ingalls, thank you for showing me how to clean off in the Old West. That's perfect. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What is the most insane thing that you witnessed or had happen to you in a public place?
I was at oh my gosh, this is amazing. I was at a superhero-themed adult birthday party.
Okay.
When a fight broke out at the bar. It looked like an Avengers movie.
That's amazing.
That would be awesome to see.
Right?
Whoa, everybody's dressed up as your favorite hero, and then they just start battling.
Yeah, the Hulk and Superman better be the best fighters. Otherwise, they're really living up their reputation.
Oh, and finally we would find out who's stronger.
Yeah, we'd figure it out.
That's the way to find out.
Well, it depends on how drunk they are, too. I mean, in all fairness.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, how smashed is Hulk?
That's a really... Yeah.
Hulk smashed.
Yeah, Hulk is really smashed. Hulk smashed and Hulk smashed.
See, that would have been awesome. The fight I saw was a little bit sadder. It was these two guys, and they were yelling at each other, but they weren't yelling vocally. They were deaf, so they were yelling via sign language. And I knew because it was very aggressive at each other.
Oh.
And while it was happening, they both had tiny little purse dogs, like little chihuahuas. And the chihuahuas are yipping at each other. These guys are trying to hold on to the chihuahua while signing at each other.
So these guys were hearing impaired or didn't have any hearing at all with little chihuahua dogs having a fight. This is...
Right. And
you couldn't have created this scene if you're trying to do a comedy movie.
And then it progressed that one of them punched the other one, and so that caused both of them to drop their dogs. The dogs start attacking each other, and then they start beating the crap out of each other. But they're trying to still yell at each other, so they have to take a break to continue to sign at each other. Yeah, so they have to step back, sign at each other.
Yeah, because you got to say stuff. You got to say, here's why I'm punching you.
It's like, you jerk or whatever, obviously.
How about the dogs just knew, like, oh, yeah, we need to mix this up, too.
Yeah, F this. Yeah, I don't like you either.
And I have no idea why they were fighting. I just know that all of them got in a fight, and I got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I one time did witness a couple having an argument. And one of them had to have been hearing impaired because they were doing it via sign language. And it was while I was waiting to get my oil changed. And I was already just kind of miserable, and it was taking too long. And I just keep hearing... And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't like looking at people when I'm like in a public thing. I'm like, especially if it sounds like something weird's going on, I just want to like blinders.
Oh, yeah. You learned that from New York. New York, you never looked at anybody.
Right. Because you just don't know what the hell is going to happen. So I keep hearing these slaps, and I realize I'm looking over, I'm like, what are they doing? And they're signing so aggressively. It's like they're playing like rock, paper, scissors. Like banging on their, like.
Oh, so they were not happy with each other.
No.
Yeah.
And then it's like you kind of want to watch, but you don't want to be that guy that's just watching two people argue. But it was like fascinating. So I get what Vicky's talking about.
You kind of want to know what they're talking about, but you can't stare too long because then you don't want to get in trouble and get them yelling at you.
It would be funny if they were just making fun of me, but they were doing it to look like they were arguing, but that way they could get away with it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, sure.
Look at this stupid bald guy thinking that we're fighting.
Yeah. That would be what I would do. If I knew a language that you didn't know, I would be doing that all the time. I would be trolling all the time. That would be me. Damn. That's
Knowing
awesome.
your luck, though, you'd run into the people that understand that same language.
You're absolutely right. I mean, you see it in movies all the time where somebody just says something really bad and then the character goes and then speaks the language.
Yes.
And they're like, but the character waits for them to talk S about them for about a good minute before they let on they know the language.
It's always a good scene when like there's an interrogation and the person just says, I don't speak any, and they start saying some stuff, and then the interrogator's like, oh, I speak that language too, so let's go.
Oh, boy.
Like, zing.
Well, zing. That's exactly it. Yeah.
That's what I say at home.
Yeah. I think that's what they say on CSI all the time with the interrogation. Zing! We gotcha!
I doubt it.
It was a matter of time before we had something like this happen. Yep, there was a man arrested for stealing toilet paper. You knew it was going to happen.
Zing.
Tell you all about it at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, in one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.